Dang it. Ah! Run away, run away. Well, welcome back to another episode on the GigaCraft Reloaded SMP. Oh my gosh, what a fun time we had getting started the other day, and now we're back to actually get a foothold in this brand new world. After that tragic run-in with that creeper at the very end of the last episode, we had to travel on foot, or mostly by boat, for nearly 3,000 blocks. But now we're here, and we're going to get started today. Well, we got to find ourselves where our bed went. Is it in the backpack? Is it in this chest? Uh-oh, we don't have a bed. Okay, we got to figure this one out quick. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna get our house built, and like that, boom, there's a house. Isn't that nice? No replay mod, no montage, just a house. Well, let's take a tour real quick. Here's the tour. Look at these beautiful blocks. These big, beautiful blocks. We're using some planks out of chipped. Looks pretty nice, and the panes out of chipped, and logs out of chisel reborn. And that's just really cool. If you've ever used these mods, you just kind of get your chisel out, you drop your material in here, and voila, all of these different types that you could ever want for in your entire life. We're actually going to make some of these cobblestone bricks. Let's make 11 of them, and we're going to take some of these bricks. I don't want that many. Make another 10 of these, and I want the rounded brick thing. And here's what's really nice. So these textures work really nice together. I'll show you here in a minute. Let's take a look at the rounded stone. There we are. We'll grab a couple of those. Let's drop a couple more in here, just 5 or so. And we want the mossy rounded bricks. Rounded mossy stone bricks, right? Rounded mossy stone bricks. Yes. Because what we're going to do, if we look out here, so we have these, our stone bricks, and then we've got the rounded ones. They just look a little bit more worn out. Same brick pattern. They just look a little bit more worn. These look nice and sharp, like maybe they were brand new. These look like maybe they've been on the ground for a few. And then we've got the mossy ones, and then this one's the cobblestone one. So maybe it's been bleached in the sun a little bit. You guys know, if you've been watching my videos for any period of time, I am not a great aesthetic builder. So I'm going to do my best in this series to do my best to build things that are good to look at. So with that in mind, we got our stone bricks, we got our rounded stone bricks, and we have our mossy rounded stone bricks. And we're going to go ahead and try and lay some of this down outside, because we need power. We need power before we can start building any form of... I need a shovel. I need that more than powers. I need a shovel. Before we can build anything create, we have to make power. And so now I just want to kind of put together a foundation where we can build our power plant. Where's my shovel? Let's check my backpack. Shovel in the backpack. No. Hey, more rounded stone bricks. Thank you. Oh, more rounded cobblestone bricks. Thank you. We have sophisticated backpacks, folks. So we have more ways to manage a terrible inventory situation. And we have a shovel. I don't make a whole lot of special tools because I'm cheap. And we're still subsiding off of sweet berries because I'm... No, not cheap. Because I'm just getting started here. Let's take... We're just going to kind of knock this out. Rooted dirt. That might come in handy later on. Dead bush. We'll take you. Just kind of knock you guys around. And I want to extend this out. Our power plant's going to go on it. Oops. There's a hole. There's not. That's not. We'll put some stilts or something underneath here. Maybe some oak log. And I'm going to knock some of this. We'll vary it up here in a minute. These things don't break, so it's okay. This is just kind of just laying out the shape, and then we'll randomize them in a minute. But my power plant is going to be water wheels, but a little different than what maybe you've seen in the befores. As in what you've seen in the befores, as in what other people have made. Let me get this laid in, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, here we are. We've got it all set up. Used a bit of a shuffle mod. You know the shuffle mod. We can hit R and it enables shuffle mod. And what it does is it will shuffle the items, the placeable items in your hotbar, and make it kind of random. So we've got this little bit of stone brick, some cobblestone rounded brick, some rounded brick, some mossy rounded brick, cobble mossy rounded brick. Yes, and this is where our power plant is going to go, because we need power for our workshop. Starter power. What is it? Water. It's water. And we're going to do 5 large water wheels. So if we, a large water wheel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and oh, wait, we're going to need more planks. So a large water wheel is a little water wheel surrounded by planks, and a little water wheel is a shaft surrounded by planks. So we need 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 planks per wheel, and we need 10 water wheels. So it's going to be a minute. Let's make our water wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to need more andesite shafts. Now when we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can count. I know what's going on. Don't tell me. And look at there. All set. 10 water wheels. So we're going to take our water wheels at this point, and we're going to do it like this. Now, commonly, you'll see people do their water wheel setups where the water wheels go this... Oh, the water wheels are in this orientation, right? You see that a lot. That's real common. We're going to do something different. We're going to lay them down. Okay, we're going to lay them down in stacks of 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we'll take a bit of fall damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are going to be water turbines. Check that out. That's cool, isn't it? That's really neat. I like that. That's sharp. That's real cool. All right. So unfortunately, I went and I planked all of that wood. So guess what we got to do? We got to go get more wood. I will be back in just a minute after I collect some more oak. See you in a minute. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to build one of these with you, and then we'll skip ahead to something else. So let's work on this here. So, oh man, we'll get that done. I just had something pop in my head. Please right-click, slap, bam. Isn't that one? That is like so cool, guys. Get used to that. Get used to that. Let's normalize using the wrench for cleaning up our create-based disasters. All right, let's normalize that. I want the back. Let's see. This will be the back facing us. This will be the back. So here's how this works. Check this out. We're going to put a casing here. Then we're going to put, we'll put a casing here as well. But we're going to take our trapdoors, not these trapdoors, but these trapdoors. All right, check this out. Like this and like this. All right. We're going to pick up our casing, just like that. Now we're going to take and put let's do a copper slab. So then we're going to put our slab, because I'm stupid, right? Okay. Our slab here. Then we're going to take our barred oak door, which I think looks pretty cool. There. Like that. Now, here's the next step. And I probably should have brought myself a thing to make a dirt scaffolding with. On the next layer, we're going to take another casing, and it's going to go there. Not there, but there. And we put our slab there. Now I'm going to put another casing here just as a placeholder so we can put our trapdoors on there. And then, so look at this. Look how easy it is to pick up. Bam. See, look. Clean up on aisle 7. There we go. Dirt, because dirt don't hurt. Let's hop up. And then we just repeat. Boom, 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 boom. Let's do it. Put that there. Put our slab here. And we're going to put a casing here as a placeholder. Trapdoor. Let's collect that. And I've got a trapdoor going over here. Yep. And we'll collect this one. Hold on here. I did something wrong. Slab in the middle. Then this slab goes over here. How do we pick this up? With a pickaxe? Good. Well, goodness. A pickaxe. Kind of wanted to have this thing all running before it starts turning into, before it turns aged. There we go. We can use a stone pick on a slab, right? Let's get this fir wood out of my face. This slab here is supposed to be over here. There. And then that one goes there. And then next slab goes here. That's it. This one goes here. This one goes... Oops, not there, but there. I collect it. I did. Put you right here. And okay, you and you. Let's go up some more. For the last layer, we go there. Slab goes in the middle. We'll put you here. Trapdoor it. Can I get the other side? No. Actually, I can. Wahaha. What? You close up. You close up. And you close up. And you come back. And you come back. There we go. Now comes the fun part. I need water and buckets. Alright, so let's take a look. We're going to start at, let's just start at the bottom. That's normally where you start. Open the trapdoor. Place our water in right here. And it starts to move. We open this one. We place it against there. And now we have 2 wheels moving. Wait. That's not correct. It goes... Okay. I'm looking dumb. On this slab. There it is. Against this block. On this slab. And last but not least, on this block. Now what we have here is a 5 water wheel. Each water wheel does 512 stress units. And here we are now with 5 of them. So you do the math of how many stress units that is. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this trimmed out, and we will be back in just a minute. Okay, now that we have our power plant built, how do we get the power out? Good question. I'm glad you asked, actually, because I was wondering the same thing. Let's take a step back and see how this looks. Oh, yeah, check that out. Our power plant. Up and running. A few ways that we can go ahead and extract power out of here. We can do it over the top. We can do it under the bottom. What do we want to do? If we go under the bottom, let's see, where's it at? There's some dirt. Nope, that's not the middle. There's the middle. Let's put our dirt back there. We'll put our brick right there. So what we can do is we can bring a shaft down just like this. And we got a shaft down, and we have a copper casing. We can just seal that back up. Where's the other one? It's going to be maybe here. Let's take out a second one so I can see. Oh, so close. Ah, still so close. There it is. Do I have another pick? Do not. Let's go grab a pick. Alright, we got these brought down. So what we're going to do here is we are going to make these meet in the middle, which is about here. And this is where we're going to lead into the house. Let's just put down a torch. It's dark in here. Where are my torches? Torches? There they are. Thank you. take a look. It's nighttime. Sleeping bag. Let's see here. Where are we? This is not in the house yet. Stone brick. Okay, we're in the house. Here must be the edge of the house. Reinforced oak log. Stone. There. Log bordered oak planks. Maybe one more? And now we're in. Oh, that was perfect. What do you know? You know, I have played this game before. What do you know? Let's see where we're at. Ah, look at there. I think, yeah, this is perfect right here. Right in this spot. We will put a vertical gearbox. But let's go ahead and do this here. So let's get our power hooked up into the house. Now we have rotation going that way. And it's very slow. It's slow. Okay? I'm not going to lie. It is slow power. But just for the sake of what? I put the wrong gearbox in there. I want a vertical gearbox right there. And then another vertical gearbox right there. Actually, I don't even need that. We'll put a shaft. Then we'll put a gearbox, a regular gearbox. Nope, a vertical gearbox. Now look, we have power coming into the house. Now there are ways to up the power. We can run a gear ratio on it, big cog, little cog, and then until it's up to snuff, we can do that. Or we can use a rotational speed controller. Now I'm not to a rotational speed controller yet. Those are brass level items, and we don't even have a workshop yet. So we're not going to be able to do that. All right, we are all gear. Oh, we are all gear ratioed up, and look at that! Look! That thing's moving fast. That's very, very fast. How did we do that? Let me show you real quick. Let's just take a peek. Let me show you. It's called gear ratioing. This is a cool thing. When you stick different cogs, big cogs, little cogs, on each other, you create like this kind of cool looking transmission thing where it just goes faster and faster. And so now we've used this setup to speed up our rotational force. Now it's going to give us less stress that we can use stress units. That's like how much power we have. And the faster you turn things, the more power they take, the more stress units they need. But I think we're going to be just fine here. Do I have any more of those fancy logs with the things around them? No. Well, put some supports under here to hold all this up. We'll do that later. That'll be okay. But this is how we got this thing going fast. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. Alright, so the last thing we need to do here for this is we need to automate the ability for the saw to send stuff out of a barrel and into a barrel. So with that, we're just going to go ahead and make some funnels. I actually already did it. It's so simple. Look, let me show you. Kelp, dried kelp. You put that right here underneath a campfire. You smoke it. You smoke the kelp, dried kelp. You can eat it even if you wanted to. It's a great fuel source. You can burn it. But you put a dried kelp along with an andesite alloy, and there you go. You get two. That's a good deal. That's actually a very good deal. And this allows you to automate the in and out of a barrel, a vault, a chest, any storage. So we put that there and put this here. Now let me show you this real quick. We use a lot of stripped logs. It's going to take us through our axe like crazy. So here's what we can do. Check this out. Remember how I showed you we can put the shaft in there? I can put a stripped log in here. Watch this. Watch. Pay attention. There we are. Now what's good about that? Let me show you. Let's put the rest of these in here. And stripped. Oh, hold up. We just had a crash. Let's take our wrench. With a quick flick of the wrench. What happened? Oh, we're locked up here. Hold on. There we go. And with a quick click of the wrench, there we go. What do you know? And now we are automatically stripping logs. If I need a bunch for another project, I can literally throw a stack or 2 or 3 or 4 in there, go do other things, go other prep, and what do you know? Before you know it, I've got stripped logs. What do you think? Well, sounds like that creepy zombie down there in the caves is just wanting to bother me. So let's use that as our soundtrack for the goodbye. Well, hold on. Where's my buttons? Here we are. So, guys, this has been Lord Gigabyte, and I appreciate you watching. Come back next time, like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. So long.